Hi my loves, this is probably one of the most personal videos I've ever made. It's vulnerable, it's real, it's authentic, and it's about my life. I'm going to be sharing with you in this video on who I was before all of this, before what you know now, before the Estelle you know as a mother, a wife, before me living a life of peace, before me living in full alignment with Christ. So a few years ago, I was honestly a different woman. Unrecognizable. I wasn't married then, I didn't have kids, I didn't have a purpose, I didn't have a mission, I didn't even have clarity about who I was or why I was here, what was my role in this world. I was constantly comparing myself. I was really in a dark hole of toxic habits. I always tried to escape in something that would be partying or even other toxic things, overthinking, depression, anxiety. I was constantly in this loop of darkness, and I was really struggling to find my worth in everything, in myself, in my relationships, in my family. I had no self-esteem, didn't believe in myself, and I honestly felt so alone. I didn't have a relationship with God. I tried to put on like a strong face and be confident, but I wasn't. That wasn't the truth of what was happening in the inside. I felt lonely, I felt lost, I had low self-esteem, I was exhausted, I was confused, I just didn't know what to do with my life. I kept myself constantly busy to avoid what was happening, what was going on, these, negative thoughts, these, toxic emotions. I was trying to run away from myself constantly because I didn't want to sit in that loneliness because I felt like something was missing. After a near-death experience, everything shifted for me, really put things into perspective of who I was, and I started to understand in layers why I was here, what was my mission here to do. I started on this point on a journey of self-improvement, self-development, and I learned how to detach from my ego. I learned how to detach from these, toxic emotions, from these negative mindsets that were keeping me stuck in shackles for so long. And I started to develop a relationship with the Creator. I honestly didn't call God at this point. I started this journey off with universe, but ultimately it has led me to knowing the Creator as God. So when I started to stop trying to control every single thing around me, my life started to flow in a more divine way because I understood that it wasn't just me anymore. God was orchestrating things behind the scenes. He was setting things up for me. And when I let go and stepped out of the way, things started flowing in a more beautiful, harmonious way. So when I'm talking about God here, I'm not talking about religion or doctrines or rules. I'm talking about my genuine relationship with God, a real, authentic relationship with the Creator, with the one who made me. That's when things started to shift and change from the inside out, because when I started connecting with God, I started, listening to the inspirations and the directions that He was giving me, and He made it clear that I had a lot to change from the inside. The toxic habits, the toxic beliefs, the toxic emotions. I had to do the inner work, and He showed me what He can do, what He can change externally once I take initiative and heal myself from the inside out. Now I live a life that I once prayed for. I'm happily married, I've got a beautiful family, I'm a woman really living in her purpose. But most importantly, I feel whole. I don't feel like anything's missing anymore. I don't feel empty. I don't feel like I've got to chase and constantly raise the bar higher for myself. And this is because I didn't build this from hustle. I didn't build what I've built from force or control. I built it from healing. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I still fall short. I still have got a lot to learn, and I learn daily. But now I'm at the stage where I just walk with peace. I just walk with trust and knowing that God's got my back and He's figuring everything out for me. And now I just walk with God at the center of my life, and everything just flows in the most perfect, beautiful way when I step out the way and I let God take the wheel. So if my personal testimony spoke to your heart, if you've been or you are where I once was. Just know that you don't have to stay there, and God has a plan for you. Through everything bad, God can transform to the good, so please rest in this knowing. Let me know if this touched you. Drop a like, whatever feels right, and just let me know if you want some more real, raw, authentic content and story times from me. So thank you so much for being with me here today. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. God has placed creativity, passions, gifts inside you for a reason. So why not let it flow into the things to create? With Printify, you can turn your faith, your passions, your gifts, your creativity into tangible things. You can use them personally or you can share them with the world. You can create anything into custom products that can remind you of your purpose every single day. Whether it's a journal, some apparel, or some mugs, there are so many products to choose from. All you have to do is get creative, use your gifts, and turn your passions, turn your ideas into tangible things. With Printify, you can turn your God-given gifts, your God-given passions and talents into tangible things where you can also create abundance for yourself. If not, you can just use them for your own liking. So the link to Printify will be in my description. Enjoy.